The Hayloft by Robert Louis Stevenson, 1850 to 1894. Through all the pleasant meadow-side the grass grew shoulder high, till the shining scythes went far and wide and cut it down to dry. Those green and sweetly smelling crops they led in waggons home. They piled them here in mountain tops for mountaineers to roam. Here is Mount Clear, Mount Rusty Nail, Mount Eagle and Mount High. The mice that in these mountains dwell no happier are than I. Oh, what a joy to clamber there! Oh, what a place for play! With the sweet, the dim, the dusty air, the happy hills of hay. Okay, this is a poem by Robert Louis Stevenson. Robert Louis Stevenson was a Scottish poet and author. He came from Edinburgh. He was born and brought up in Edinburgh. His father was a designer of lighthouses, an engineer. Let's see. Robert Louis Stevenson, he's most famous for Treasure Island, and perhaps as well for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Robert Louis Stevenson was a rather bohemian character, and he declared himself to be an atheist as well, which I don't think went down very well with his family. He travelled a lot. He travelled to Europe, he travelled to California, where he got married. And then later in his life he travelled in the South Pacific to Tahiti and Australia and Samoa. And he finally died in Samoa, but at the early age of I think 44, which was quite sad. But he had never had good health. So what's this about? Well, this is about the hayloft. The hayloft is the place in the barn where they put the hay to dry completely. First of all, they cut the grass and they probably put it in piles to dry, and then they put it all in a wagon and put it all in the hayloft. And this poem is about the hayloft, and it captures the beauty the beauty of being a child, the imagination of children playing in this hayloft after this grass has been cut from the meadow, and there's this tall grass that is cut, and this is going to feed the animals in winter. And this poem, it captures the wonder and the joy of childhood exploration. And there's a marvellous line here that says that the mice that live in the hayloft are as happy as this child is playing in the hayloft. So there's this wonderful link between children and nature. Children are in a natural state before they grow up and take on adult responsibilities. Through all the pleasant meadow-side, the grass grew shoulder high. So the grass is 3-4 feet tall, all through the meadow, all through this big field. And there's this lovely grass. Notice the grass grew. Yeah, we've got alliteration there. The grass grew shoulder high, till the shining scythes went far and wide and cut it down to dry. The shining scythes. There's lots of S's there. That's sibilance. and the scythe is the reaper. So they cut down all of this high grass. They cut it down to dry. So this hay that they're making in the hayloft is the beautiful product of nature. It's the energy, this beautiful, lush, tall grass that is being converted into hay. Those green and sweetly smelling crops they led in waggons home. So this grass was then put into waggons, into the hay wain, and they were taken home. And they piled them here in mountain tops for mountaineers to roam. And then they put all of this hay in the hayloft, the top of the top of the barn, and it's piled in mountains to dry better. And as a child, he's imagining that these are mountains to climb, and we're now into the child's imagination, and the child is now a mountaineers to move around. Here is Mount Clear, Mount Rusty Nail, Mount Eagle, and Mount High. So he's given all of these mountains of hay their own names, and this is the simple pleasures of being a child, the simple pleasures of children's imagination. The mice that in these mountains dwell no happier are than I. So the mice that live in these mountains, they're exactly as happy as the child is. And it's saying that children are animals in a natural state. They're humans in their natural state before they become responsible and grown up and do all of these things that they should be doing. And this is emphasizing the beautiful, simple happiness of being a child. Oh, what a joy to clamber there! Oh, what a place for play! With the sweet, the dim, the dusty air, the happy hills of hay. And this is this beautiful place for the child to play. This is a celebration of happiness. This whole place has this feeling. It's got sweet air, but it's dusty, and there's not a lot of light. And he's playing in the hills, or the child is playing in the hills of play, and this is pure happiness. So it's looking at nature, imagination, and the joy of playing, and the way children see things, the innocence of children, imagining things and looking at the world and playing. So this is a lovely, happy, upbeat poem by Robert Louis Stevenson. So The Hayloft. Bye for now.